I think he'll have a little impact. I know that everyone is really, I think everyone's really pumped with the fact that he's reuniting with Andy Reid, who he had a lot of success with the Philadelphia Eagles. And, you look at all the weapons that the Kansas City Chiefs have with Pat Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, and Travis Kelce. But we're also talking about a guy who, since 2016, his production has gone down precipitously every single year. And the last time I checked, Marcus, 31-year-old running backs don't just hit the fountain of youth unless they're Adrian Peterson. So when I look at Shady McCoy, listen, Damian Williams is still the featured guy. He's a young back. He's an ascending back in this league with a bunch of speed out of the backfield, not only running the ball but catching the ball. So I don't think that Shady McCoy is going to all of a sudden come in and just usurp Damian Williams and all of a sudden be this bell cow that he was with with Andy Reid and with the Philadelphia Eagles.
I think he'll have a major impact, and the reason being is because of this system and the dynamic ability of Patrick Mahomes. Look, when you start coupling together a Tyreek Hill, a Shady McCoy in the open field, the only reason Andy Reid got this the Shady McCoy deal done is to get him in the open field. Whether that be check down, whether that be screen game, I agree with you, Woody. From the backfield, when you handing it off in between the tackles, yes, it has changed tremendously for Shady. Only averaged 3 yards a carry last year, but that was in Buffalo. I mean, let's be honest. Now we start talking about what he has the ability to add to what Andy Reid does offensively. I think it'll be a major impact, and not only that. From the standpoint of what defenses now have to defend against as well. I love D. Williams. D. Williams is a guy that came into LSU behind some greats, and he's making a name for himself in Kansas City. With that being said, man, when you add Shady McCoy to the mix with a Kelce, when you add him with Cheetah, Tyreek Hill, and get these dudes in the open field, he's still one of the most dynamic guys when you give him space. And what Andy Reid has proved time and time again over his career is he gets dudes like this the ball in open space. So I think he'll have a major impact on what they do offensively this year.
I think we just got a difference of opinion with what major is. When I think of major, I'm thinking of a guy who's going to come in, be like a 1,000-yard rusher or something like that for the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't even think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be anything like that. Listen, this whole Kansas City offense, everything starts with Patrick Mahomes. Okay, he's the one that's going to drive this whole thing. Do I think that Shady McCoy would be a nice little compliment to what they already have in Kansas City? Absolutely. But to think that Shady McCoy is going to come in and be this bell cow type of running back for the Kansas City Chiefs, I just don't believe that. Again, I have a lot of faith in Damian Williams, the speed and that element that he brings, not only running the football but in the passing game. And listen, they still Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. They're the guy. They're going to be the focal point to this Kansas City Chiefs offense. So again, if you're expecting Shady McCoy to be like this 1,000-yard rusher coming in after what we've been seeing the past couple of years up in Buffalo, I think you just got to press the pause button a little bit.
Now, I agree with you on the numbers, but we're talking about impact. And what impact mean is throughout the course of a game, throughout the course of these weeks, what will Shady McCoy be able to do for the Kansas City Chiefs? He adds a different dimension and another weapon to this offense that you're going to have to guard. Bro, all of the great offensive coordinators, whether it be in college, whether it be in the pros, are making you cover a 53 and a third now. That's the width of a football field for people that don't really pay attention. Shady McCoy is another guy that's you're going to add to that element that's going to create all of these advantages for Pat Mahomes to have an outlet. The thing that Pat Mahomes talked about he needed to get better at was making sure that he just took what the defense was giving him at times during the year instead of making plays so hard. Let me ask you this question. I know it's dynamic guys in the league all over the place. But would you agree with me that Shady McCoy still in the open field is one of the most impactful players in the NFL?
I would say he can still leave people's ankles in the dust. There's no question about that.
That's why
I definitely give you that. He'll leave a couple ACLs out there on the football field. So from that perspective, I would definitely give you that. I was just talking about people who are expecting Shady McCoy to maybe be like this 1,000-yard rusher. I don't know if we'll see that Shady McCoy again. But yeah, he'll definitely tear some ankles up out there, no question.
I agree with you on the not 1,000-yard rusher. But when we start talking about impact, adding that beast in the open field to what Kansas City already is, I think that'll be a big impact, Wood.
All right, thank you guys. And Damian, to your earlier point about production going down, for LeSean McCoy, last year he ran for a career low 514 yards and a career worst 752 total yards from scrimmage. So we'll see what he has left.
It's a different scenario between Buffalo and Kansas City. I will say that, though.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.